Hey everybody, I'm Adam here from Bell of Lost Souls, and today we have a really special product we're showing off, which is the brand new Age of Sigmar launch box Dominion. Boom! This box is massive. It is all new models. It's the new edition for Age of Sigmar 3.0. I'm super jazzed. Let's get started. Here we go, Bulls fans. Age of Sigmar Dominion, the box. The man, the myth, and legend. Is it a legend? I don't know, but it will be. Flip it over real quick. Still got the plastic wrap on, as you can see. I'm pretty pumped about this one. Brand new army in here. Brand new models in here. Not a new army, but the Stormcast. All new models. Let's do this. I'm going to take the plastic wrap off, and we're going to dive right in. Alright. Plastic wrap off. Here we go. That new box opening sound. Here we go. Yeah. Alright, we got the cool art piece, which comes, this is really just to protect the box and stuff in here, so, from the mountain of sprues, holy crap. Woo, that is a lot of sprues. How am I going to do this? We're probably going to pull out, like, the sprues individually and show them off, but then we'll stack them and go back through the models in a little bit, but a lot of sprues to go through. I'm going to turn it sideways so I can get to them a little easier here. Lots of Stormcast. Yep. This looks like the new Hobgoblins. Not goblins anymore, but, you know, that's a neat looking sprue. We got more. I know it's hard to see right now. I'm trying to stack these up based on their faction. More Hobgits there. Stormcast. It looks like we get a couple of the same sprues. So these are the same. I want to say these two are also the same. Again, we'll take a closer look in a minute. This looks like a new unit of Stormcast. This looks like more Kruleboyz. There's the commander, the Killaboss, and some of the other ones. Okay, that's this. I'm calling it right now. This sprue is going to show up as a start collecting Kruleboyz box. More Kruleboyz. Got some characters here. Again, we'll go, and there's some Stormcast characters. That's interesting. They're on the same sprue, so we'll go through that later. More Stormcast up top. Kruleboyz again. So another joint sprue. What do we got here? More Kruleboyz. Oh, this is one of the units. These are the Spear Killas. I don't know actually what they're called yet because I haven't read the book. But and more Stormcast again. There's the big character. That's a wicked looking banner. Or I guess good guy looking banner, one of the two, but it's pretty cool. Put that to the side as well. So that's a ton of sprues. I'll count them up here in a minute. We'll go through those. Let me keep going here. Another plastic, or another art piece to protect everything from the plastic, and then we get into the actual boxed set goodness. So much stuff, so exciting. Everything is packaged together here, and we'll open that up in a second. I want to keep going. Whoa, we get the special edition rulebook, which is the special cover. That's the full hardback too. That's no joke. Holy moly. And then hidden in within bases. You gotta have bases. They belong to us now. If you get that reference, congratulations, you're old. But yeah, that's everything in the box. There's nothing else hidden. So I'm gonna clean everything up. We're gonna open some things up and take a closer look. Let's do it. Okay, we're going to kick it off with the Stormcast models on sprue first. This sprue is like one of the big ones here. It's got Andrasta, the Celestial Spear. As you can see, there's her giant wings. It's going to be a crazy model. It's kind of hard to tell, obviously, because we haven't put it together yet. But it's a neat looking model. It's also got the Annihilators on here. You can see their big old meteoric shields, which is pretty sweet. And then, of course, it's got this really cool model, which is the Knight Vexillor with the Banner of Apotheosis. So this is a pretty densely packed sprue with a lot of cool characters on it and a lot of just a really, like, this is going to be a sprue, I hope, that shows up as like a start collecting Stormcast Eternal box, because this is going to be really popular. So very cool. Here's the flip side. And as you can see, these models are actually push fit. You don't technically need glue for assembly. I still recommend gluing everything together, especially if you want to travel or play with it at all. But yeah, when you just a quick assembly tip too, when we're building these models, we're probably going to snip the pegs just a little bit, like a millimeter or two off, so that we get a nice snug fit. I'm planning on using plastic glue as well, so that it fuses everything together and you get a really solid model that won't come apart at the seams. So, but yeah, that's the first one here. We're gonna keep going with more Stormcasts. So next up is Praetors. That's what these are. These are the new halberd unit. They have, what's neat about these models is they actually have different heads. So a couple of different head options. You can have them with or without helmets, whatever you choose to do. They, again, also have push fit options. So I, again, prefer glue for these models. Another cool thing, and I want to show this off from the book, is there are actually different variants of these models that you can do. So depending on how you want to build them, keep that in mind for the different variants for these 3 models that you get here, these Praetors. And again, pretty cool models. They have really epic capes, big old halberds, ready to rock and roll for the Stormcast Eternals. The next unit up are the Vindictors. Now these 2 sprues are, these 2 sets, I guess these are technically smaller sprues, but these 2 sets are the exact same. So again, you can lay them on top and see, you get 2 sets of the same. I'm assuming that these are probably going to also maybe end up as another boxed product from GW eventually, but for now we're just going to look on at a single sprue here. So zoom in a little bit here so you can get a better view. Looking at these models, you get 5 Vindictors per set of sprue, so you'll have 10 total in the box. They have shields, they have spears. You have the banner option too that you can use depending on how you want to build out the unit. I believe you can also, yeah, right here in the book, you can see there are some different variants there as well. So with or without helmets, kind of go nuts there. Some of the parts are interchangeable, so just pay attention when you're putting everything together, so that you end up with a squad that is nice and diversified instead of just all of kind of the same, you know, poses and stuff. But pretty cool models, I think. I like the new, more svelte armor, more form-fitting armor. They're not as bulky as like some of the previous versions of Stormcasts. But yeah, they look pretty cool. I'm excited to get these bad boys on the tabletop. The next 2 sprues we're going to go over are, these are kind of like joint sprues, so they have 1 character from the Stormcast and 1 or 2 characters from the Kruleboyz here. On the left here, we have the Lord Imperator for the Stormcast, and on the right of your screen, we've got the Swamp Khala Shaman for the Kruleboyz. So, again, pretty cool looking models, both of these guys. I really like the cape on this Lord Imperator. I don't know what the story is with this Gryph-hound shoulder pad, because he seems like he's got a Gryph-hound buddy, and I really hope that's not that Gryph-hound's mom that he's wearing as a cape now, because that'd be weird. But it's a cool looking model. He's actually probably the similar hero. If you saw the cinematic trailer, it looks like it's kind of the same dude. But it looks like it's going to be a pretty cool model once it's all assembled. And then of course the Swamp Khala Shaman, he's got his little pot stirring git buddy here, Gabo friend, and it's a neat looking model. Both of these guys are super characterful. I'm glad to see them both get added to their respective armies. I'm really excited about the Kruleboyz stuff because it's all new stuff, new army mechanics and things like that. So, but yeah, you're definitely gonna want to have that Lord Imperator running around too, because he looks like a pretty big beat stick in the army. The second sprue or set of sprues here, another kind of combo sprue. We have another Stormcast Eternals character here. That is the Knight Arcanum on the left of your screen, and on your right you've got the Killaboss with his stab gate buddy here, which is kind of fun, kind of cute looking, little stab grot. So he kind of looks like he's straight out of like the Roman Colosseum, the little guy. I mean, but yeah, straight up another magic caster for the Stormcast Eternals. It's got the big flowy robes. It's got that cool like double option for like the veil on the face, or without the mask at all, for the Stormcast Eternal, which is pretty interesting. So I'm very curious to see how the community is going to tackle that in terms of paint. And then the of course the Killaboss on the right, who does actually have a couple of different options for arms. You can either go with the flail or the shield option there too. So keep that in mind when you're building your models. And then to flip it over, again, look at the back side. You can see the peg holes. Everything should line up all nice and flush. So there you have it. Pretty easy to build. All right, this is another fun sprue. This is we're getting into pure Kruleboyz territory here. So on your left here, this is most of the bits for the Killaboss on Great Gnashtooth Again, that's T-O-O-F. Not instead of, it's Toof. So pretty cool looking model. We got a little peek at that one earlier this week from Games Workshop. By the time you're watching this video, I don't know when you're gonna see it, but but it is a really cool looking model. That thing looks like a Swamp Panther, but bigger. And then just the actual Killaboss on top is a pretty cool looking model. I'm excited about that one. This sprue also has the Man-Skewer Bolt Boys. There's 3 of those bad boys, and they have the giant crossbow looking things, which are quite gnarly and quite cruel looking, which seems appropriate. And then finally, we also have the Merc Knob with Belcha. This is probably one of the coolest and weirdest Banas. It's part that thing right there. I don't know if you guys know the lore behind that, but it's supposed to be like some swamp creature's tongue that they cut out that still emits this kind of noxious cloud of gas that helps cover their tracks. So pretty cool. I feel bad for the guy that's got to carry that banner around though. I hope he's like, I don't know, got some rubbing salts for his nose or something to keep that smell out, but I don't know. He's a girl boy. Maybe they're into that. Whatever. Here's the opposite side of the sprue. You can see, again, more peg holes and pegs and everything to make everything align correctly. So most of the stuff, as we've seen, is really one, sometimes 2 ways to build it, but it's very, very set, which is fine. This is another sprue that I really hope shows up in a Start Collecting box of some type, because again, that Cruel Boss is really cool looking, and then you need the archers. You gotta have the archers. So the Man-Skewer Bolt Boys there. So yeah, cool sprue. This is another hugely important sprue. This is the Gutrippaz unit. I believe you get, let's see, how many shields do you get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 shields, 11 shields. Ooh. So is that going to be probably, I think that's an alternate shield for one of the guys. But yeah, you get all the Gutrippaz here for the Cruel Boys. You should end up with 10 total. My numbers are correct here. But yeah, you have a couple different variant options for that shield. That's what it is. So cool stuff all around. I love these models. They're very different and very unique looking comparatively. Again, if you look at these guys versus say like Savage Orcs or Iron Jaws or anything like that, these are still orcs. They're just more slight. They're not quite as jacked. They're still ripped. They're just not huge, which is a neat take on the orcs. A lot of people have compared these to more like Uruk-hai orcs from Lord of the Rings versus the more cartoony-ish kind of orcs. But I like this slant. I also appreciate that their underbite tusks aren't quite as large as some of their counterparts. So it just they're still orcs. They're definitely greenskins. They're just different cousins of that crew. So I like it. I think this is a cool change. And this is another kit I'm sure is going to show up in another box at some point. And the final set of sprues here, not the least by any means. These are the new Hobgrot Slittas. You get 2 sets of these sprues, so that's what the top one was for, just to show 2 sets. And yeah, you end up with, I believe, 20 of these total in the box. So these Hobgrots, you get a Hobgrot boss as well, included with these sprues, which you have an alternate option to just build them as a regular guy so that you don't have 2 Hobgrot bosses in the unit, because that might cause some problems. But anyway, these are pretty interesting. The Hobgrots are definitely a callback to older editions. If you remember the Hobgoblins of yesteryear, these guys definitely seem like they're in that vein. They have different armor comparatively to the other Cruel Boys. It's more angular and different, and it's just very interesting. On top of that, they have hand grenades, so that's kind of a big deal. They have some different tech, so we're very curious to see what GW does with the hints and teases for the Hobgrots here. So very cool unit. Okay, folks, here's all of the extras that are not miniatures from the Dominion launch box. This is the special edition cover. We're going to go through the rules at a later date, but this is included, and this is different from the standard big rule book. So it's got a cool cover. We still have the plaster wrap on this one, so I don't want to pop it open just yet, but we will be covering this on a different video in more detail. As far as the extras stuff, though, we do get the Dominion assembly guide. This is just for all of the miniatures. Obviously, it's full color, what you would expect from Games Workshop. Very handy. you kind of need this. Otherwise, you're going to be guessing when you use some of the models. So glad that's in there. Unlike other like products, though, there's no actual rules in the assembly guide, because in the Dominion box they give you cards with all the rules. So all of the Stormcast units here. So there's the Praetors, there's the new Vindicators, the new Knight Vexillor, the Knight Arcanum, the Lord Imperatant, the Annihilators, Indrasta, I keep butchering that name, and then they also have the pitch battle profiles and allegiance abilities. So that's all included here. Obviously, I'm not going to be running through these for rules-wise, but I do want to show them off for you guys at home. There's the Swamp Collar Shaman for the Kruleboyz, the Hobgrot Slittas, which are the cool hobgoblin-looking dudes, the Gut Rippas, which are the kind of the bog standard bog boys, Murknobs, which are, this is the guy with the stink pole with the tongue, the Killaboss on foot, then the Manskewer Bolt Boys, which are really cool, the Killaboss that is mounted on the great Gnashtooth, which is pretty cool, and of course pitch battle profiles and allegiance abilities are also included for all of the Kruleboyz units, and that's really cool and exciting. And then finally we get the Start Here War at Amberstone Watch, which we're doing the Start Here book last, which makes sense, right? But basically this is going to be your kind of lore update, like what's going on. If you don't read the giant lore section from the core book and you just want to dive in, what is this particular box set battle all about? And then it goes through the different Stormcasts and Kruleboyz units. Just some quick background lore here, nothing too crazy, and then the big War at Amberstone Watch, which pits the Stormcast Eternals against the new threat of the Kruleboyz. So, and then we go through all of the Stormcast units. Obviously, there's a blurb on each one, which is nice, and then artwork to show you. If you, for some reason, don't know what they look like from assembling them, then you've got the cool pictures down here showing them all off too. And then kind of, I'm going to skip ahead to the Kruleboyz. Same deal, same section with them. You meet the Killabosses, the Swamp Collar Shaman, etc. And then a little bit of blurb on the Hobgrot Slittas, as it were. But yeah, this is your nice, handy, quick reference lore guide book for all of you lore junkies out there like me. So yeah, those are all the extras. Well, that was everything in the launch box for Dominion. Super excited about this one. Again, all new models, brand new Kruleboyz, so cool. You guys saw the models, you saw the sprues, you saw all the extras, you saw the custom rulebook, like the special edition in there too. I am so jazzed about this one. I hope you get your hands on one. If you do, have fun with it. It's an awesome box. That is the new Warhammer Age of Sigmar Dominion launch box. I've been Adam here from Bowls. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you next time. Click to subscribe. Check out more videos. And thanks for watching.